Okay, is it gonna scratch? Did I come too close?
Hey guys, John here. Thanks for joining me on the John Freitag channel. Now, let's take a look at this old Cadillac.
Oh boy, trying to get this hood adjusted up. Man, oh man, it's like back and forth. I was doing a fairly good job at it, and I just want to make sure I don't close the hood and scrape some paint. So that's mainly my thing. But right now I'm trying to get it back and forth so that it lines up centered in the trunk hole, obviously. I also put this rubber on here, and it seems like it's holding the trunk lid up. So I had it on wrong, I flipped it, and now I'm at war with adjusting this trunk lid. But let's see, I just adjusted it, let's see. Coming down. Okay, is it gonna scratch? Did I come too close? It's kind of scary. It looks like oh, that don't look too bad right there. Okay, so I got that down. Now the next thing is when it's coming down here, how's that gap gonna be? That gap looks good, I guess. And this gap looks tight. So I gotta move it over that way a little bit more, just a hair. Top bolts, I'm gonna loosen them just a little bit. The bottom bolts, I'll loosen a little more. Then I'll use a screwdriver. Here we go, that moves it just a little bit. All right, so now I'm gonna snug them back up and we'll see what it looks like. And I'm not going crazy tight, I'm just snugging them up good so they won't shift around. I don't have to crank them crazy tight. I think I got it. That looks pretty good. Let's see, coming down. That's still, now that looks a little tight, but not bad. Maybe it's just the way it is. I mean, as long as it's even, that's the main thing. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to latch this thing. Well, it looks wide there. If I look straight down on that body line, it seems to line up. Really, it's starting to already give me resistance, and I'm getting it from the brand new trunk seal. I don't know what the deal is with that. Now this gap looks a little wide, like I should close that up a little bit. Let's compare this to the other gap. It is a smidge wider on that side, but if I close that, it's gonna change this down here. Let's see, if I can close that up, it'll make this tighter. Yeah, and then I'll probably hit here, so I don't wanna do that. I'm gonna try to close the trunk and see what it does. All right, let's see what happens. I'm not gonna slam it crazy, but let's see if it'll close and latch. Boy, I tell you what, that seal is crazy tight. It will not latch. I got the whole car bouncing on this lift. A little nerve-wracking. I think I got it lined up pretty good, but yeah, it will not latch. If I just push down and it won't close, it's like a ½ an inch from closing. I guess the new seal, right? Maybe I ought to try it without the seal on there, just to see if it works. And then put the seal on and do it that way. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Whoop. No big deal, taking off the seal. It just is what it is. All right, so that only took me a second. We'll see if we can latch it shut. That way we're not fighting two battles at the same time. Yeah, it wants to close now. That's tight there. It's tight everywhere. I'm gonna get the key and make sure this latch really works. I don't want no surprises with the key. All right, well, here's the key installed. And that's the latch. Well, that seems to work. Hopefully it works when there's a lot of tension on it too. I don't really trust it that great because it doesn't have like a straight little rod in there. It's got this little rod with a universal joint of sorts, and you know, scary. But it's only 50 years old, so I'm sure it's fine. Now we're gonna try to latch it. Okay, pull the key out, there we go. Latches. Everything looks pretty good. Look it all over real quick. The only thing I don't like is down here, that's flush. Come over here, that's up. Why is that? This trunk lid's a little goofy. Looks good closed though. Man, it's amazing how that changes the whole look of the car just because the trunk lid's closed. Huh. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like the way that's up. Doesn't match. I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know what I do about that. Yeah, if it didn't have new paint on it, I'd pound it. I'd probably do something. You know what? I think what's gonna happen is Johnny's gonna live with it. I don't know what else to do. And the trunk seal, I don't know if me just trying to close it like I did bent that up with that crazy trunk seal. I don't know. Boy, you get a new trunk seal, you think things are gonna be good, and it turns out that it's not. I had to dig up the old one. I don't think I threw it away. I will see what it looks like. So I got the trunk lid pretty lined up. It closes and it opens nicely, but I'm gonna hold off on this seal. I really like this brand new weather strip seal, but it just is like too much. So if you guys have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear your ideas on this thing. What should I do with this seal thing? Now it doesn't fit in there that it's so crazy tight. See, it's gonna hide a multiple of sin too. I wanna get that in there. Is that just too much? Is that the problem? It just won't squeeze down tight enough? Can I trim it? If I trim it, I know I'm gonna screw it up. It's gonna look like garbage. I don't know what to do about it. We'll see. So all the weather stripping on this thing is garbage. It's old garbage. I got these all out and I went around the car and figured out which door each one goes to, but I'm gonna glue this back on for now anyway. I don't wanna spend another 300 bucks or 400 bucks on these weather strippings, although I'd really love to, but I just can't do it right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strategically place these. I don't have enough of them anymore. Like I'm gonna place it in places like here. See, there's no way that's not gonna pull out. It's in a V. And down around the bottom, I'll put some. And it actually travels around like that, so I probably should put one here to keep that in place. As I'm using the 3M weather strip adhesives, this is the yellow. I happen to have some of the black too, so I'll probably use up the black first just because when I get it smeared all over everything, it'll blend in with the black better than the yellow. I mean, just stick out like a sore thumb. So I'm gonna start gluing these on and see if they're gonna stay, see if it's gonna work. So the real challenge with this is getting it on there without getting all that glue all over everything. It's real stringy and snotty, and wish me luck. I guess that's what I gotta say about that. I gotta glue it up in here. Yeah, using glue like this I mean, it's what I gotta do, but I don't like it much because it just gets all over everything if you're not super careful. But it really should bond it on there. This stuff is really strong. Guess a hammer will work for whacking. Where is it? Right there. Yeah. Seemed to work. Now, down and around. Okay, I don't have enough of those push pins, so I gotta kind of cheat a little bit. Just try to make things work, you know. Probably tape some of it in place as I go. Then I'm gonna close the door, and hopefully that'll hold it in place while it cures. That seems to be working. I'm going all the way across the bottom of this. Well, if I get it on there and it sets, it'll stay, because this stuff does stick like mad. I wish I had an extra hand. Oh, look at that, it's coming down. Oh, Jesus creepers. Wish I had an extra hand. Not an easy task. This is probably most annoying thing I've done so far. I shouldn't say annoying, just pain in the neck stuff. Smart to get a little tape out ahead of time, maybe. Okay, now up and around we go. Right up the whole thing. Bingo. Oh, that's really taut. I don't know if that's where it's supposed to be. I hope it is. Yep, it is. Oh yeah, chip the paint. Beautiful. Well, I already know I have to get out a touch-up brush, so. Got that one too. All right, well, it's on there. It's trying to slip away over here, because I think what I do now is close the door. Close the door and hope for the best. Fill that down, because that don't need to be stuck to the paint anymore. Well, that's what I'm gonna do. I got two more doors to do. I'm gonna close them. I'm gonna let it sit overnight and hope for the best, see what happens, and I think I'll go work on the headlights after that. Now I'm moving on to the headlights. And right now I've just got empty buckets. They're not even the buckets, they're just the headlight pockets. I got the buckets painted up and I'm gonna cram them in there right now. So sticking these in, when I took them out, I just brought them out of the spring. So I don't know if these have a special position or if they're all the same. I better look at that and see. Make sure these are the same or they're different. I don't want to try to cram the wrong one in the wrong spot. Oh, I just sprayed it up with a little Krylon. I didn't do a perfect job, but it's better than rust. I just stacked these all together and they all match. They all look the same. I got the one hook here, the other hook here that goes into the adjustment screw, and then I've got this notch here where the spring clips into. So I think I just got to stick them in. Boy, no matter how much light I got, I always need more. You get in there. All right, that one's in that screw. Yeah, it's like they don't want to go back in the screw. Oh, I don't want to break those things either. Oh, there it goes. That one went in. This one's fighting me a little bit. Maybe I'll get a screwdriver and turn it. No, I got one right here. It pays to leave tools laying everywhere you are, you know, that way you can just get right into it. Yeah, that did it. So I got it locked in both of those screws, and now it's just a matter of getting a spring clipped on. I think I can do that with a pair of needle nose. Bingo! So that's 1 down, 3 to go. Okay, they're all in. Didn't take me but a few minutes. Now, time for headlights. I think what I'll do is plug them in and just let them dangle, and then I'll put the rings on. Got Napa headlights. They even say Napa right there. Back in the day they said Warner, I think. Well, let's see. I got my plug here. This is the 3-prong. I do believe the 3-prong goes to the outside. If I can find the darn thingy. There it is. Yep, there's a 3-prong. And that should hold that tight enough to, should hold right onto that light. The thing about these is you don't have to worry about touching them or anything, so that's kind of handy. So that's one there. And I got this 2-pronger, and it does say Wagner on it. Look at that. Still says Napa on the back. Plug this guy in. 2-prong. Yep, there she goes. Okay, I got that one. Now, these are clocked. And we do want Wagner to be right side up, I do believe. It looks like that's where it's, that's crooked. I don't know what the deal is here. Something's goofy. Something is strange. What about this one? They don't feel right. One thing I didn't look at was, when I was looking at the buckets, I didn't look and see if they were all clocked the same way, or what's the deal? 'Cause this ain't working out. They might be different. Now I gotta look at everything all over again. Might as well unplug this. Looks like I might have jumped the gun. Well, it looks like just installing these headlights has a learning curve. Looks like this one clocks properly. It's holding the lettering right up straight, horizontally like it ought to. It won't go in this one that way. I mean, I'd have to turn it crooked and cockeyed and it don't latch right. So I think this one's right. I mean, it really seems right. We'll see what happens. Now this one here, it's the 3-prong for the outside, and it does not work. It will not latch in. So maybe I gotta switch this one with the other outside one. And this one here, this guy here on the passenger side for the center, inside, it's just off a hair. But I don't know, maybe I just don't have that set quite right. That's gonna go in, oh, there it goes, that's right, that works. So the inside ones, I don't know if it is right. I guess, yeah, there it is. So the inside one, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna switch these 2 buckets on the outside, on each side, and see if that changes things. All right, that one's changing pretty easy. Let's drop this one in and see what happens. If it clocks it, it must clock it different. I don't know. I don't remember dealing with this ever, but let's face it, when's the last time we worked on stuff like this? I mean, unless you do this old stuff every day. Okay, so that should take the 3-pronger. I've got Napa upright. Yeah, I guess it does work. Huh. Oh, looky there. Well, not really. It doesn't work great, I tell you that. That notch is there. No, that don't work. What in the world? Well, this is the one I thought worked, and it looks like it would work for this. But it won't, because that don't line up. Okay, guys, it's gonna drive me insane. I gotta figure this out before I go crazy. I guess I should have labeled them when I took them out, but I didn't realize it. But that's how these things always happen, isn't it? I got a notch there, I got a notch here. And if I line that, well, I don't want that to work anyway. Yeah, see, there's a notch here and a notch way here. Well, that looks, that's the same. All right, I think I got it figured out. The way these are clocked, the high beam and low beams, the bulbs are not interchangeable between the wrong bucket. So I got that figured out. So this bucket's gotta come out. It's gonna wind up on the high beam on the driver's side, and I took the bucket from that. I found that worked with the 2-prong low beam light, and that's what's gonna wind up there. It goes on the inside, and they are not just interchangeable. These gotta be in the right spot. Okay, all things being equal, the easiest way to do that was to just put the headlights right in. I broke down and bought new stainless steel bolts, the little screws for those. I think they're a 6. I can't remember if they were an 8 or 6. I can't tell by looking. I don't know, I think they're an 8 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I use stainless steel screws there, and it's really just as easy to snap these in. This way I can plug it on, stick it in there, get it on the adjusting screws, which is pretty easy. It's no harder to do just because the bulb's in. And then with my handy dandy little needle nose plier, hook the spring. Oh, look at how easy I'm making it look. There we go. Bingo. Okay, so spring's hooked, everything's in there. Got all the headlights on. Now it's time to put the trim on the headlights. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you on the next one.